Hi, in this video we're going to look at title tags and meta descriptions. I'll run through what they are, how they help with optimising your site for search engines and best practice. When someone searches online, the search engine looks at the information it holds on every page to find the most relevant results and deliver these, with those pages ranked as having higher relevancy appearing higher up in the list of results. Whilst the search companies are very secretive about the exact criteria for determining the rank of a page, there are several factors which they have confirmed have an impact. If you're writing content for your pages which reflect the value of your products or services and how they can help people by providing a solution to everyday problems or tasks, and using the same language that your customers use, then you're already creating pages that search engines want to direct people to. But there are a few simple ways you can make sure key content is easy for the search engines to categorise and show to people searching for products or services like yours. We'll look at the title tags first. Every page on your website should have a unique title that tells people visiting the page and the search engines what the page is about. The search engines will match the content of this to the terms people use in their search. Search engines are now so advanced that they can cope with synonyms and semantically related phrases too. For example, if I type women's Macintosh into Google and we'll just scroll down, you'll see that here there's a link to the John Lewis site that's actually titled Trench Coats, and there's no mention of Macintosh here at all. If I just click through, and we'll scroll down, there's different kinds of coats, and then it's showing me the trench coats that I've asked for. But there's not actually any mention of Macintosh. There is Mac in short, but nowhere does it say Macintosh in full. And if I search for the term, we'll see that it doesn't actually appear on the John Lewis site. And yet Google knows that a trench coat or a Mac is the same as a Macintosh and has delivered the page as a viable result. As another example, it could tell that if you were searching for a phrase such as when is the best time to cut the grass, pages which talk about lawn mowing and might only use the word cutting once are still highly relevant, and it will deliver those pages. So your title will usually include the name of a product or service or a category, or for a blog or similar content pages, it might use a keyword and popular search phrases such as how to or the best. The title is what appears in the search engine results. So if we just go back to those and look at our John Lewis listing again, you'll see that the title of the page is here. Now if we just switch back to the title, to the result again, we can see that the page title appears in our tab here. And if I bookmark the page, you'll see that the page title is what's used to populate the bookmark name. If we go back to the results page, you can see that this example has the product first, the category it comes within, and then the website name or the brand. And these are separated by this vertical symbol, which is a pipe. If we look at the Debenhams listing above, we'll see that it follows a very similar format, but it just uses dashes to separate the product, category and the department, with a pipe separating the brand name. Formatting your titles this way gives the searcher much more information than just a title. It shows where the page sits in your website, and this reassures people that they're going to be taken to a relevant page if they click. For example, here I specifically wanted women's wear, not men's. A structured title also helps people to get a feel for the navigation of your site. And by including categories, you're also telling the search engines the volume of products or services you carry in each category, and therefore how relevant your site is likely to be for people looking for those kind of items. However, that's not to say that you can always manage to get everything into a title tag. You do have a limited number of characters to get your message across. I'm just going to go back up here and I'm going to type in YSL black opium. And we'll get the search results for this Yves Saint Laurent perfume. The name of the product is already quite long, and you can see that this first result has been cut off with the brand name not showing in full and the ellipses replacing the last word. If we look at the Debenhams and John Lewis results, we can see that they've both dropped the category component of the titles for this product, and that's so that they can show in full their brand name. Your title tag should be about 60 characters long. You'll occasionally see titles which are slightly longer because they have lots of narrow characters, but if you stick to 55 to 60 characters, you shouldn't see any truncated titles and any ellipses replacing your words. You'll also see in the search results that there's some text beneath the title here. This is a snippet and it describes the content of the page more fully. If you don't populate this, the search engines will try and find some text on the page to use. However, you can do your best to control the text people see here by including a meta description. If your description is considered too short or not as relevant to the search terms as some of the other text, the search engines may not use it still. But if you write a strong meta description that's relevant to the page content, there's a good chance it will be shown here. And if your meta description is relevant to people searching, they'll click through, which will in turn help your ranking in the results pages. So what should a meta description include? Well, this is your opportunity to provide key information to people that will persuade them to click through and visit your page. You'll want to include your unique selling points here, and then possibly the benefits, a price, maybe product specs. And the description doesn't have to be full sentences, you can use bullet points to get specs across. Your description should include your keywords, obviously. Any such terms or closely related terms which appear in your description will be shown in bold text, which can really help your listing stand out from the rest. So you can see here it's bolded black opium. And again, the search engine is intelligent enough to realise that YSL is Yves Saint Laurent, and it's bolded that as well because I put YSL in my search. So when you're doing your meta descriptions, the key question is, what do your customers value about your products or need to know as part of making a decision to purchase? It's also good to include a call to action. And if we look at our perfume examples here, we can see that there are phrases such as shop online today. And if we just scroll down some more, we can see that we've got a buy now here as well. So it's prompting people to click through. You might also choose to include selling points of your business as a whole. For example, if we scroll back up once more, we can see that John Lewis here has put free delivery on orders over £50. And if you've got any guarantees or warranties you offer, they're great to include. Or if you have any packages that or bundles of products that relate to the page content, that's also great to tell people about here. Again, there's a character limit. As this is much higher, it's harder to give a definitive number, but you should aim for a maximum of 300 characters. The description is your opportunity to convince people, so you should try to use it to its fullest potential, and anything less than about 100 characters is unlikely to do justice to your page. If you're revising a lot of title tags and meta tags at once, it can be helpful to create them in a spreadsheet. This will help you achieve consistency without duplication. I've created a spreadsheet which you can access using the link below or at the end of the video. This spreadsheet has 2 tabs, one for building titles and one to check your titles and meta descriptions for length and duplicates. You can make a copy of the spreadsheet by going to File and Make a Copy so you can edit it. If you need to create titles for all your pages or a set of new pages, the first tab will create them for you. If you only have a few titles to create, skip on to the next tab. So to create your titles, simply paste your product or service names into this first column. Put any subcategories into the second column, and if you don't wish to use subcategories, then just leave this blank. Don't delete it as it will mess up the formulas. Put your categories into the third column, And then you can just put your brand name into the first cell of this fourth column, and then you can just copy it down like so. Filling these columns will generate the titles with pipes, dashes, or a mixture of both. So if I just quickly do title tags and meta descriptions as the name of my page, I'm going to leave subcategory blank. Category is SEO, and as Jill Hines Digital Marketing is very long, I tend to use jillhines.com. And you'll see as I've been typing that, it's been populating these columns with the different styles of title. And once you've decided which format of these three you prefer, you can delete the other two and the formulas will still be fine. If the combination of all the elements is too long, the formula will try deleting first the subcategory and then the category to shorten the title. So you can see here I've got a much longer product name and it's deleted the subcategory which was populated, and I've just got the product name, the category and the brand. Here I've got an incredibly long and detailed product name. The subcategory and category are both populated, but the end title just has the product name and the brand. There are some helper columns which are hidden, so you can see here E, F and G are hidden. You can unhide these if you want to understand a bit more about how this sheet is built, but there's no need to, you can just populate it and copy. The formulas are filled into the 1000th row. If you have more pages to generate titles following this, then you'll need to copy the formulas to subsequent rows, and then don't forget to include those hidden columns. Once you have all your titles, you can copy them onto the next tab. So this tab allows you to create and review titles and meta descriptions before copying them into your web content management system. I'd advise filling in the page URL for reference, and then copy your titles from the previous tab. And if you are creating them here, don't forget to include your categories and your brand name separated by a pipe or a dash. Any duplicate titles will be highlighted in yellow as here. This isn't case sensitive, but do remember that minor variations such as different punctuation won't show as duplicates. So if you just look across to here, you can see I've got a full stop on one and not on the other, and that's not showing up as a duplicate. So just bear that in mind. And once you've put your title in, this next column will count the number of characters in your title. And then the fourth column will show you whether the title is too short, i.e. less than 40 characters, or too long, that's more than 60 characters. If it's too short, it will show you the number of characters you need to increase it by in blue, and if it's too long, it will show you the number of characters you need to reduce it by in red. If there are no problems with the title length, you'll see a dash. And if you're pasting titles in from the title builder, then the only time you might have a problem is if you have a very long product title and your brand title is long enough to take that over it beyond the 60 characters. And then we've got our description columns. So fill in this column with your description, and then in the same way the next column gives you the length, and then it will tell you whether it's too long or too short, and here we're working with a minimum value of 100 characters and a maximum of 300. You also on this sheet have the option to enter the main keyword for each page, and then the spreadsheet will check whether that's present in the title in the next column and in the description in the final column. But I only recommend this if you already have this data as a spreadsheet. Otherwise it's going to be quite a time consuming process, and it should be quite natural to include your keyword in your title and your meta description anyway, as the keyword will be, or it will be very closely related to the main subject of the page. The formulas and formatting on this sheet are again entered up to the 1000th row. And once you have all your titles and meta descriptions, you just need to paste them into your website content management system. So that's the CMS your site is built with, such as WordPress, Drupal, Wix, or any of the others. If you're using WordPress, which is a really popular option, Yoast is a great solution. It allows you to bulk edit page titles and meta descriptions, and again that will also check if you've included the keyword you nominate and the length of your data. I still find it easier to use a spreadsheet for that though, because as I said before, you can review all the data as a whole and get an overall view and get some consistency across your titles. There are also paid options to import this data in CSV format for WordPress. If you are exporting the data as a CSV file and importing it into your site content management system, don't forget to make sure that your columns are correctly named and that you've removed this dummy data that I've put in. For other CMS, look for modules or plugins which enable bulk editing of metadata, or you will be able to enter the data directly into the page if that's not possible. And that's it. I hope you find this information in the spreadsheet useful. You're welcome to share the link to the spreadsheet, but please don't share your own version without crediting jillhines.com. If you have any suggestions for improvements, feel free to drop me a line in the comments below. Thank you for watching.